I decided to pull my sweaty PvP tentacles out of Arena Commander and hop into the persistent universe.
Wow, dude, look how pretty that is.
I woke up in the familiar habs of Grimhex and found my resolution to keep streaming. I wanted to remember what PvP was like in the full universe. Right away I looked for any player bounties, as these are typically more skilled players who are much more fun to fight. I found one right away, and even though they didn't have a tracking marker, my experience in bounty hunting led me to suspect that they were still hanging out around Grimhex space. I hadn't flown the F8 since I first bought it, so I figured I'd shake things up a little bit and take it for a spin.
Alright, Sturts, let's have a good fight.
But once they realized I wasn't their typical victim, they hightailed it out of there with a quick quantum jump, which I pursued.
Is he gonna run out into comm zone?
This dance of skirmishes and then retreat continued for a while.
There he goes.
Until I dropped my shields to try to make the fight a little bit more even.
I dropped shields.
I still ended up having a pretty significant upper hand on my target, so they opted for a much longer warp out of comms range, and once there, they must have powered off to hide in unmonitored space and become completely untrackable. I can't say I blame them, but I did decide to look elsewhere for PvP. A friend of mine mentioned there can be a good deal of ground combat at Ghost Hollow, and I'd never tried this location before, so I invited a friend to join me on stream and we could check it out together. After a nice restful warp over to Microtech, I set my spawn, geared up in what I thought would be the best camouflaged armor and proper weapons for the engagement ranges at this area. Once we got there, we performed a few strafing runs to soften any resistance before landing.
Wow, dude, look how pretty that is.
Once my boots hit the ground to start sweeping the area, I quickly learned why this location is so popular. Many points of interest in Stanton's system are just one or two buildings, maybe with a single airlock, or if you're lucky, 2 or 3. But Ghost Hollow seems to be a fully hand-designed reclaimer wreckage, complete with hanging moss and signs of nature creeping in to swallow the metallic giant. And after scrambling up the ship's carcass, I found an equally detailed interior. Honestly, I need to run an event at this location, so if you or your org want some of the best organized gameplay in the community, let me know in the comments and I'll include you in the invites when I finally put this one together. After sightseeing, I started hunting down the terminals that are tapped into the UEE bank systems as part of this mission. Unfortunately, they were bugged, which is probably why I didn't encounter any resistance or see any players at the location. Well, at least I thought there were no players around. While we were leaving, my friend Superbreadninja called out that there was a missile signature on radar, and after some scanning, we found the Eclipse responsible. Oh my god, yes, we got someone. I did manage to merge on this ship and start putting out the full F8's DPS, but by then the Eclipse had already sent 2 torpedoes my way. Since the F8 has a significant signature but very little maneuverability in atmosphere, one of the torpedoes connected and... oh, the torp got me. Look at that. Now, nobody loves getting blown up, but this interaction reignited my love of PU combat. In the PU, you can't get lazy when considering how your ship, surroundings, and other situational factors contribute to your overall risk. Even though PvP was harder to find, every interaction felt much deeper and more complex, and for that reason, you'll see me in PU a lot more often. If you'd like to experience that alongside me, check out my content on TikTok, YouTube, and my live streams on Twitch. My specialty is PvP with a positive attitude, including massive multi-org events. I hope to see you there, and until then, fly slippery.